EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Today, we continue on this Wild Card Sunday. It's our visiting team and our home team. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, set to get this one started. Off we go on EA Sports. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And a strong start on the ground. He'll get 7 on the game's first play.
Quentin Lake on the tackle. It's a gain of 7. Brings up
from the 41. Here's second down and 3.
Tag! 70 Timberwolves.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They'll come up here, first and 10.
Ready? Panther 6, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready?
Out of shotgun, Richardson. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline.
Yeah, that's just a tough break here in the early going of this postseason, Mike. Everyone stresses the value of the ball, especially in the playoffs. Not only does that interception put an end to this drive, but it also gives all the momentum here early to their opponent.
Let's go.
Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
It is second and 9.
Come on.
That is Ferguson in motion.
70.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Gonna get that complete to Jamar Chase. He's gonna have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're gonna just keep giving him a chance.
They bring Chase in motion. Here's the toss as they look to run, and that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
19. Panther Rangers. 19 Lions. Panther 11. Panther 11. Go.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. As he throws and is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
60 Vikings, 60 Nazareth, 6 Warriors, 70.
They put Adams in motion. Throwing now on third and long. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. on the ground. It's Barkley to start the drive. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
From
Second
the
and
25,
six.
here's second down
19 tight.
and 6.
19 tight. Ready? Dragon 60.
From the gun, Richardson. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
Third down.
They
and
nearly
6
connected on
yards
the
to
big
go.
play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
On the ready.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down.
Let's go.
Now Richardson. Gets to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Ready?
A run with Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
A gain of a yard.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Ready up.
From the 31, here is second down and 9.
Cup 19. Cup 19. Hawk 70. Hawk.
Now Richardson. The catch is made. This is Tucker Kraft. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line.
That's good.
A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up first and 10. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
Taken down by Cameron Kinchen. A 6-yard pickup brings up second
18.
and 4
Pioneer.
at the 45-yard line.
Got it. 18. Rattler. 18. Rattler. Mustang 19. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Richardson. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Kyle Hamilton, the versatile defender, with the good coverage there.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given, but it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw him on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. The big fella, Quinnen Williams, forcing his way in for the sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
We are through one here on Wild Card Weekend. What will the second quarter have in store? And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down's looming.
Ready, ready. Bronco 80. Ready, ready, hut! Panther 11, Panther 11.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on fourth and wind up turning it over on down.
Come on, come on. Lightning, Panther 60.
That is Ferguson in motion.
Cuddy.
Now a run on first down. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Isaiah Simmons comes up to end that one. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8. Now faking the give. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 18.
18 yards on the connection. And that will be a first down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league. The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll stick with him again. He'll get him behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Isaiah Simmons comes up to end that one. Now, pause here. Injured player, it's Jamar Chase, who's in some discomfort.
18, guard, 18, pioneer. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Go.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal.
First down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the first down.
And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal. Now this looks like a design run. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
And he will not get in. The defense stands their ground, pushes him back, and they force 4th down.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays. You hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a 4th and goal try.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. The offense staying put. 4th and goal from the 2.
18 Cardinal. Cowboy 80.
They'll try and run through it. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on down. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Got it. 19 Tiger.
They'll run the sneak. And he'll take this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
I wouldn't say that's a very conventional call on 1st and 10. I'm not exactly sure what kind of yardage they were expecting to get. Maybe surprise the defense. They got a little bit, but they got a lot of work left to do here on 2nd down.
Ready? Cougar 19.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Now a second timeout called by the defense. Talk things over before 3rd down.
And 5.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Throwing, Richardson. Caught, left side, it's complete. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
Come on, come on. Hit. Viking 18. Ready.
To throw, it's Richardson. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds up at the 30-yard line. 18 yards on the catch and run will move the chains. So, 1st and 10 now from the 30.
10 at the 30-yard line.
Bronco 80.
Here's Richardson. A pass caught by Saquon. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Now a stoppage for an injured player, and it's Saquon Barkley who appears to be shaken up.
Viking, here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go.
Up the middle they go. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this 1st half.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 60 Bobcats, 6 Warriors 70.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. Now a ball deep, middle of the field.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
70 range.
A 2nd down throw for Richardson. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A gain of 10 yards.
Now the offense will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime.
Ready? Come back, Cowboy 80. 18, 5 in.
Richardson to throw it here on 1st down. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
60 Bison.
Richardson going to look to throw. He'll look deep, left sideline. And that is caught. Well, he stayed in bounds. A terrific catch. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Black Knights will take a 3-0 lead.
Outside of coming away with a touchdown, I'm not sure they could have done any better to close out that half. I mean, they burned all the clock. They don't let the opponent possess the ball, and they come away with points.
Past midfield. Inside the 20. And he's is a beautiful thing to watch. 11 come together. We always focus on the return man, but the entire special teams unit paves the way for that score.
And all week, Mike, when you talk to this group, the coaches thought they had an advantage in the return game, and I think we can see why. They felt their scheme and their blockers was a great matchup against this kickoff unit, and in this case, it's very easy to see why.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Who survives? Whose season continues on to next week? One half to decide it. Time for the third quarter of the NFC wildcard game. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
Here's a run to begin this third quarter.
The ball carried by number 4. He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Ready.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. He'll push forward for about a yard. Dallas Turner on the stop.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. They convert with a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
Rio, first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run. He'll try the left side now. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Andrew Makuba from his safety spot to make the stop.
It's now 2nd and
Ball
6.
on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Come on, come on. 60 Eagles, 60 Panther 11, 19 tight, 19
They
tight.
put Adams in motion.
Ready.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Now they'll set up to throw. Forced to his right, and they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Quarterback is sacked. A loss of 8 yards. And it's 4th down.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down.
Not 19 Charger, not 79 Broncos.
Hill drops to throw. He's going to let it go deep for Chase. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, And the defense turns them away.
Here we go, here we go. Bronco 80. Go.
They'll begin here on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
Ready, break.
Brings up second and
18, Rodwell. 18, ready. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
Ready, set. Here we go, set. 60 by 6.
Richardson. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
First down.
Ready.
First and 10 at the
Cowboy
34-yard line.
Ready, ready.
Richardson to throw. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Second and 10.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these
Let's go
drives.
now. 70 Lions.
On second down, Richardson. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Third, they need 8.
Set. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready.
From the gun, Richardson. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down mark.
19 Tigers, 19 tight, 19 tight.
On fourth down, Richardson. He'll buy time left.
Richardson.
So 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
Two. Viking 18.
Here's Richardson. He'll get this out to his running back. And he'll only manage a couple of yards before he's out of bounds.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion.
Quick throw, taken in, and they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up third and 1.
On the ready.
Here we go. Third and a yard.
Get it. 60 by 6, 60.
Looking to throw. Richardson. This one popped in the air and intercepted. He's inside the 40 to the 20. What A time for a pick six for the defense as the other team is trying to get themselves right back in this one. The defense extends the margin with the pick six.
Yeah, just a critical moment. You find yourself on defense, Mike, trying to hang on to this lead. And not only do you do that, you pick six them and you're able to extend that lead.
Black Knights 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Ray gonna return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Tank Bigsby. He's inside the 35. And he is going to run it all the way down near the red zone. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 47 yards. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. Rolling right. He runs with it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
2nd down and 8.
Ready. Ready.
Now Richardson. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
So while they fail to connect on this one, I don't really blame him for continuing to give his guy a shot in tight coverage. When you have someone as special as he is, you can't only throw him the ball when he's open. It's just not going to be enough opportunities. There's not going to be enough volume. So every now and then, there is a calculated risk where even if it's not the ideal window or situation, you've got to give a guy like him as many chances at the ball as you can.
Still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he'll wind up getting about 4 before he's shown the sideline.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement.
To the end zone. It's intercepted. It's the safety, Kyle Hamilton. And the Tigers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. Drive will start on the ground. And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll look to throw. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
And a real 1st down. A gain of 7. 1st down.
19-18. 65.
He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He keeps it himself. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here's a designed run.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for...
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That was intercepted. Picked off by Darian Porter. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
Mike, it's very simple in the NFL. You're just not going to win a lot of games when you're losing the turnover battle to this degree. And it's their struggles protecting the football. They've continued to hurt them here today, and that's why they find themselves trailing at this point in the game.
They'll drop to throw. That one too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Saquon Barkley coming out of the backfield. It's second down.
Ready, break. Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves. 19 tight. 19 tight. Mustang 19. Go.
To throw, it's Richardson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Now Richardson. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them.
That's good for Memphis.
Throwing, Richardson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. They'll come up now for second down.
Brings up second and 14 at the 39-yard line.
Here's Richardson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players, and that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
70 Rangers, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. 18 Rattlers. Ready.
From the gun on third down, Richardson. To the right side here, pass is caught. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts third and 14. On first down, it's Richardson. He's got it at the 7. They'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for first down. First and goal.
Memphis, first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Throwing is, that's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
On the ready. Get it.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. And they are going to add 6 more here at the end. Stay tuned for the coach's handshake. It might not be the friendliest. That late touchdown extends the margin of victory here on the game's final play. So it's a win for our visitors as they are moving on. They got into the playoffs as a wild card.